Rock out with your headphones. Shh. When you introduce, I'm going like this.
The changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French, and I'm a California native that transitioned to Las Vegas 19 years ago. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone, returning phone calls, and overall structure running a solid real estate business. Many of my competitors do not have the knowledge of how to write solid offers to legitimately have your offer looked at, and they work with a commission-first mentality. I will roll up my sleeves and work hard to find the right home for you regardless of the time it takes. Please call me directly 702-557-6176 to start the process of finding the right home for you. I'm available 7 days a week for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dan French. This is Tuesday, and that means it's the French Workbench podcast starting on at 6 o'clock. And I want to say, everybody out there, if you're tuning in or you're about to tune in, hopefully you enjoy the show. This is the most real behind-the-scenes information regarding financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs going on here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Dan French. We got a full crew. We have a special guest today. So we're going to talk about a lot of things going on with cybersecurity. And we're also going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk with Shannon over here and also Corin about their topic of what they want. And it's a mystery to me because I didn't get anything by it. So I just want to say, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you like the content, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, you got it right here. You can make the comments through the comment section here in the chat. Also, you can make comments throughout the show or after the show. So again, let's go ahead and introduce everybody. And let's start off with Mr. Bret Jenny. Bret, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How's life?
Good. Just waiting for my dad to get here.
Your dad?
My old man.
Where's your dad coming from, buddy?
Coming from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Straight up driving through the mountains, man. It's F-150.
Who would have thought that Bret's dad would have had an F-150? Anybody raise your hand?
100%.
I'm telling you, man. He's on a mission. We're already lined up to go.
You're from Wisconsin and you got an F-150.
Yeah, and
what are the odds?
We're a vest F-150 and snowmobiles.
Wow. What are the odds, buddy?
Yeah, no. So I'm doing well, man.
Yeah, good, man. So you have a good weekend? Did you do anything?
Just worked,
Just worked.
Sold some homes, man.
That's all you do, huh?
Well, I mean, when if I'm out golfing, I'm working.
Right. All right. We also have Shannon Miller's back. Shannon, what's going on?
Oh gosh, what? No. Wow.
What's happening, Shannon?
Everything.
I thought it would be like a bad thing to have you and Bret right next to each other because you guys can just like duke it out.
Mm-hmm. We do that,
you know what I mean?
Don't we?
Yeah, it's like you guys got this whole strong personality thing that's like, okay, I'm gonna win. No, I'm gonna win, and then it's like
you win. I'm beta, man.
So
You're
listen,
beta?
this is what I tell people. I'm like, I get whatever I want.
You get whatever you want.
I get what I want.
That's funny because
And
so do I.
I know.
Oh
it's
my
so.
God.
Here we go.
See how it happens. It's like Bret's always got to be like,
so
oh yeah,
fun.
well I guess I can too, right?
And he doesn't know that I'm like physical touch, so he's screwed because all of this whole podcast, I'm going to continue to touch him.
Yeah, I would too. I continue to push him away. Like, just give me my space, man.
Listen here.
Get me away.
All right.
If you're smart.
Right? We also have Corin Lujan.
Hey.
Corin, what's going on, Corin?
Awesome.
Valuable
Awesome day.
information that Corin's going to bring here today on a Tuesday. What's going on with you?
We're going to bring it. I got an offer into contract today, so
Good for you.
Girl.
did.
I love the
New
I love
home
working
or
with
resale?
buyers. No, it's a resale.
Cool.
Nice.
Hunted for a week. last week.
Okay.
But they were the best buyers.
Makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it?
Love the hunt. Love the thrill of the kill even more.
Yeah, I saw that. Love the thrill of the kill even
It
better.
is the thrill of the kill.
You're meant to be an agent.
Let's bring in Lauren Walson. She is the guest of honor. What's going on today, Lauren?
Up. Hello, everybody. Nice to be here.
Yes, we appreciate you coming in. So Lauren is got an interesting job. She's in cybersecurity, and we want to talk a little bit about what she deals with here in Las Vegas. Also too that you bought into a home not too long ago.
Yep.
And Bret was actually the real estate agent on it, so that's kind of unique, right? Right, Bret?
Yeah,
exactly
sure.
what happened.
Are you
Let's
weren't the
go with
realtor?
that. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was the premier realtor for her.
Was the best.
And I tried to talk
Wasn't
her
I?
out of it, but you know what? She
She
still
was
went with-
bound and determined to use me.
Terrible
Could you
judge of
pass up on
character.
this face, dude, selling the house?
Honestly, Brett, tuck yourself up a little bit more. That's great.
Bret, I was just trying to throw you.
I mean,
throw
did
you a
I
bone,
even?
man.
I forgot to mention my IQ of like 250.
Let's stop there. Okay. I know where
And then I
this
didn't
is
even
going.
mention.
So let's talk with over here with Lauren. So Lauren, let's talk about your job. So explain what you do and who you work for.
Yes. So I'm a customer success manager over at Rapid7. It is a security company, and I work for their multi-cloud security division. They acquired us last year. They used to be called DivvyCloud. They're the cool kids on the block because they work with the big enterprises that have multi-cloud environments. So you think of the Spotifys of the world, Nike, Twilio. They have huge environments processing so much data, and you have to figure out how do you secure this across AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, Oracle, and then make sure you don't get hacked. And then I help them with their strategic business, and then I make sure that they renew. I get paid, and everyone's happy. That's my job.
Nice. So, did you know you were going to get into that because you went to college? Was that something that was like,
Hell
that's
no.
that's exactly what I
Ever
wanted?
since a little girl, I'm
Nah,
sure she
man.
dreamed of doing cybersecurity.
Dude, I wanted to be a diplomat, okay? I went into global studies, went to UCLA, and I was like, I'm going to be a diplomat. And then first red flag was I could barely be a diplomat for 6 girls in a house when I was in an apartment with them for a senior. Dear Lord, I could barely tell them, not to clog the damn toilet. But I actually was tutoring the wife of a diplomat in Spain when I did a study abroad, and she convinced me out of it. She was like, dude, this is not the life. I mean, you go 2 years at a time. You don't get to choose where you want to go. There's a lot of
Right.
red tape. So I was like, global business, let's make money. And that's how I got into software sales right out of college.
So you went to college. Where did you go to college at?
I went to UCLA, so go Bruins. Whoop,
Okay.
whoop. And then after I got into Oracle, doing the fun sales thing, sales is a great foundational thing to work on. Went into a startup with cybersecurity, and then did some product management for Panasonic Avionics, learned how to do in-flight security for their Wi-Fi. Little known fact, there's their own little Wi-Fi network in an airplane, non-part of the public Wi-Fi, right? So you got to secure that for all of the flight attendants, the telemed communications, you're trying to check altitude and weather. You don't want to be on the same network as the public people trying to, check and browse Netflix, whatever.
She's in the Matrix.
Interesting. Well, I'm
like
about
the
to
red
hop
pill.
on a flight, so that's actually
Yes.
good to know.
So it's a secure
So my
public
cell
Wi-Fi.
phone won't bring down the plane?
No, god damn it.
Like they've
Chris
always said, don't be on your
Roberts'
cell
mother.
phone because it's
No.
gonna-
Oh my goodness. No, that's just a lie thing. That used to happen when cell towers used to communicate and crosswire with when you're taking off. But it's much better technology right now. That's just procedure, like them saying, don't smoke in an airplane.
Right.
Duh.
Right.
So I think a lot of people feel that they're exposed. They can be exposed online, and we saw about a lot of these credit card places. So everybody's always sketchy. My company is very restrictive on what they do. We are always changing passwords every so often. It's like, I think it's like once a month you're changing a password,
Yep.
And so it's a little different because it's like when you're going through cybersecurity, what are some of the challenges that people have to go through? What are some of the things that they deal with as far as, being affected or not being affected? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So from a personal perspective, right, not a business potentially trying to protect themselves, right? You from a personal standpoint. A lot of people are uninformed, right? For example, when they think the IRS is going to call you or say your Social Security has been hacked, they don't realize that you'll never get called for that. You'll get an email at most or notification, but it seems so real. So the social engineering has gotten so much better over the past. I remember I even had a friend who got called, said your Apple account was hacked. They even then got transferred. We're talking with the Apple people, and then had someone else call from their Bank of America to tell them, hey, there's some fraudulent charges. Can you please approve or deny? Yeah. And then they went to the Target store to get 10 different gift cards to pay off these Google gift cards, and luckily they stopped right before it happened. But it's just it's so complex, and it's a whole call centers that happen. So that's the issues people face, especially older people too. And then people don't care about changing passwords and stuff, right?
Do you deal primarily with the personal side or the business side?
Business side.
Business. So what does that look like from a business perspective?
So business perspective, everyone's got the crown jewels, right? You got your intellectual property, IP, and you have that hidden in certain areas in different cloud environments. And then you have all these developers coming in, and it's like the wild, wild west, right? They create their own software, really cool apps. But at the same time, it's they don't give a shit about the security of it. You have to have guardrails for them, or they're just going to keep opening up new accounts and play environments to build their apps without all the security things in place. Right. So you as the security person have to handle these thousands of developers, have guidelines, and automate that, or else if any misconfig happens, hacker can get into your crown jewels, and then your stock prices fall the next day.
What about, because Bret talks a lot about crypto, right? Is there ever an issue where there's cybersecurity with crypto, right?
Yeah, man.
So talk about that.
I totally
100%.
I was
Yes.
yo, the blockchain's going to solve everything. It can't get hacked.
Is it, Bret? Is the blockchain going to solve everything?
Well, Ethereum, yes, because the network's so big. How are you going to attack? So something like that's different. But these networks aren't as big as...
Well, you could say say for NFTs, for example, you can get hacked, right? There's no refunds. You can't get your money back. And if you do a transaction, it just gets on the blockchain, but you don't actually know who took your money, right? For example, if they took my passphrase,
you can see the wallet address it goes to, but you don't know. The best that I've seen that they do is if it's enough money, they're able to follow the wallet address and then able to connect that to whatever exchange that's going to, and then contact the exchange and have them freeze the funds. Okay. But that's on a high case.
Yeah. Not like every Joe Schmo.
Not every, correct.
So yes. A couple, maybe if you have maybe 5, 10 Bitcoin, right? You can lose that if you lose your passphrase. A
guy I know just got hacked $100,000 in Theta. Ooh. $100,000 because he gave the guy his secret key to get in because they made it look so real. Yeah. So it's theta.org. They're theta.t.org. They make it look just like.
Well, okay. So then what would you recommend for somebody that is they're in crypto. Yeah. They're investing, but they're the Joe Schmo. Right. Right. Well, you're just getting started. What would you recommend then?
101. I just kind of learned about this. I'm getting more into NFTs and things and understanding the security aspect of it. First is when you get your passphrase, when you're creating your account, right? You're given these 10 words and a passphrase, and you can save it to iCloud or you can write it down manually.
It's called your secret seed.
Do not thank you. Yep. Do not save it to iCloud, right? iCloud, it could just don't. Some people, what they'll do is they'll write it down, put it in a little vault.
It's actually really good advice because you don't think about those things right? on as a normal
and give that password to someone you can trust, a spouse.
Hell no.
Honestly,
do not.
No. If you have a ledger, you absolutely need to give it to your spouse because what if you die, dude?
Fail back, yeah.
Put it in your safe, and you guys both have the code.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there should be somebody because if you die, who's going to access it to...
There's been a thing called multi-signatures where you can do it in multiple wallets so that you get approval from this wallet to this wallet. You can still own both wallets, but then that approves your transaction or purchase, whatever. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you remember your passwords.
Right?
That's the key.
That's a big deal. So, so some of the people obviously get worried about this. Has there been any situations where somebody's been affected or stories that you can talk about where something's happened? I mean, you don't have to go in detail, but what are some of the things that maybe you can relate to for the average person out there,
Yeah, I'm thinking of the B2B aspect working with companies, but from a personal aspect, it's really easy to get phished. Say you're owning your personal business, right? And you just say, hey, you have an outstanding invoice with this company. It's $8,000, right? You click on the link and then you put your information and then it's gone, right? And you have no way to trace it. Or from a personal standpoint, your stuff can get taken on the dark web, sold on the dark web for pennies, right? You can get your miles, your United miles. That can be for a couple bucks every 100 miles, and it's on the dark web. Oh. So from a personal standpoint, that can be taken. It's so hard for your identity to be recovered because a lot of the companies out there that LifeLock, it's more about notification. Hey, your shit's on the dark web. Okay, what do I do?
Is that going to really prevent?
Does LifeLock really work?
I mean, no.
I mean, it seems like a full of shit commercial to me. Like,
yeah. So are you telling us that there's really no way of us getting around it? Like it's gonna,
there's new companies that have they take action, right? There's other companies out there that have like, okay, I have what's the remediation piece, right? So that's definitely nowadays like a thing. Identity theft is the biggest issue for people. I even got mine taken from an Uber driver who used my identity in Brazil when I visited there a couple years ago.
Gosh.
Yeah, I all of a sudden I had her roommate contact me and he's like, here's all your information, here's your Uber profile. Here she used a different email, a lauren.walson at iCloud, which I didn't own. And then she had even my ID, and it's all uploaded.
Wow.
The guy wanted to fly out and meet me to give me the documents, but I just reported
you want to
it.
fly out
He's like, I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot. I can fly to San Francisco.
I just really care about you.
Just email me the damn thing.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna roofie me on the way.
Exactly.
But you know what's interesting though is from a business perspective, you know, businesses can set up all these safe walls, right?
Yeah.
Like these safety measures are doing all the things. And then when you have a large corporation and something falls through, like people are really good at this.
Yeah.
And then
They're
I
very
think
good.
on the back end, even if you put in all the different precautions and all the safety measures, there's still this part of, well, our information is leaked because of your company, but it's really not. Like you can't, can you really actually stop it completely?
No one ever says like, okay, vendors always got called out because they said like, no, never again a hack ever for your company. It's like, no, it's not a matter of if, it's when, and how do you remediate, right? And all these supply chain attacks that are happening, with example of SolarWinds attack. They had 18,000 customers. There's a backdoor malware that got installed.
Yep.
All these customers installed it, and now they have access to all your networks. But that's not to a direct access to companies. That's through a third party that works
with that. A lot of them are basically just throwing shit at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, to see or if you didn't upgrade and make the patch.
And then all of a sudden they're like, found your one weakness.
Easy.
We're gonna find out who's weak.
The biggest fraud in our industry, real estate, is wire fraud.
Absolutely.
Wire fraud,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, today I just had my clients, like, they're going to wire funds.
I always tell them, call me before you wire anything.
Talk about
Call
that.
the company.
Talk about that. That's actually
You call the
interesting.
company. I always say that. I just said it. Oh, well, it's encrypted. And title companies are the ones that they target to, so they can change. They change the account number. It's coming from this email from your escrow officer.
Yeah.
Email, wire the funds.
I mean, you get
to
all
here.
these emails and everything in a day, and they're off by
I tell them,
a
you have to
letter.
call.
They add an extra A in there on like 5. I mean, it's.
That's
I
really
told my buyer
valuable,
today, I said, you call, you get the wire instructions,
Yeah.
that's great. You pick up the phone, you call, not
Confirm
me.
it, confirm
You
it.
call, you confirm what those numbers are on the wire instructions,
Well,
and there you go.
from somebody
Verbally,
who's
let's pick
not-
up the phone.
Pick up the phone because from somebody who is not
Yeah.
in the real estate mortgage,
Yeah.
these industries, you would think, okay, I'm in this process,
Yeah.
and if I get that email,
we
with
take
that,
it for granted
of
that
course,
email
it's
is
good to go.
is secure.
So
It's
that's
not.
actually really good advice.
Encrypted is never secure.
Just call.
Title companies will tell you they've had $100,000
Yeah.
rerouted. They'd have $1 million rerouted. So pick up the phone, old-fashioned way, dial the number.
Do you dial like that still?
I don't.
Oh wow! I didn't know.
You
I didn't know
should
phones like that existed. It's like
You know they should. It's
8674
I didn't have
5309.
Lola,
Jenny.
it's for the gram. We do it for the gram.
Hey, I actually enjoyed that.
art
We had those
version.
old phones that you can kind of mess with. I like
Hold
that.
on,
And then
hold
you
on.
like wait till it
We're
clicks
little
back.
ADD.
I'm gonna-
Back.
this son of a
You do
bitches.
the one number back. It's kind of like when you were texting when the first Nokias, right? And you're texting and you to hit the number, to hit the letter. Took forever.
Oh
to get
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
got hit. Yeah.
That's gonna be the next ringtone on.
Dude, remember sending texts like that?
Oh my
Jeez,
gosh.
It take like
Took
5 minutes.
forever.
Hey, how are you? Took
Might
me
as well-
5 minutes.
Might as well take a freaking phone call.
Space.
Pick up the
So,
phone and dial.
Brutal, man.
Let's get back to this part. So, Lauren, so you said that you've been personally affected by this. Now, is there other situations that you've had other people that can relate to stories? Maybe they had their credit card information taken. You know, you talk about, I think it was like Target or something. Remember a couple years back
Heartbleed,
where
I actually didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get a credit card from Target, even though it was years ago.
Right.
Even though they hardened their stuff, I just
still
had that PTSD of like they got hacked. But so did everyone. Yahoo got hacked a few years ago.
Yeah.
One of the biggest hacks with 3 billion people's information and accounts. They said they got the passwords and the usernames and some of the geolocation aspects of it, but they didn't get like some other information. But the thing is, you can use that to social engineer it to say, like, oh, grandma's maiden name, and then use that to go into other accounts, things like that. So I'm trying to think of, I'll come back to you if I have any other personal ones, but I just know in the industry it's so common.
Yeah.
And even the most recent one right before Christmas, Log4Shell, which is a massive, huge attack. Basically what happened was Log4j is a type of software library that developers use to recycle different aspects of pieces of apps, like code to use. I don't want to keep remaking the wheels, so I just use this code over here, put it in an app, right?
Copy and paste the codes.
Yeah, so imagine that library of copy-pasted codes that got malware in that, and then everyone uses that. So almost like, think about it as there's a bolt in your car that you have to replace, and if you do not replace it, anyone can control your car. Oh, wow. And that's what everyone had to deal with right before Christmas. That was a fun one for our company.
So what do you guys do? What do you guys do specifically in your company? What do you do in order to support businesses and people in general?
Yeah, so for us on the multi-cloud security part, Rapid7 has a suite of products, but I specifically deal with multi-cloud security. So what we do is if you have like AWS, Azure, GCP, those are all people who have very specific skills on how to use that type of cloud. Now imagine you acquired all that like a big company and you have to now handle security for all that. Where we come in is we help put that, ingest all that information through APIs, put it in one platform, and then if you need to make a change and standardize any like, hey, this is the wrong policy, we need to apply it across all your accounts, across all your clouds, we create that one policy and you apply it across all clouds. That is huge because the manual amount of work that needs to happen is insane.
So it acts as like a bridge.
Yeah, you're connecting all the bridges and then do a one and doneer, so I don't have to do this for like thousands of accounts manually.
Right. So you're a badass.
I'd like to say that.
Okay. I'll take it.
Badass, like golfs in the afternoon. And I work East Coast hours so I can get some twilight rounds in.
There you go.
I'm pretty stoked. I made
you golf? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when you went through the pandemic, did you ever take time off, or did they kind of say, hey, you're not able to work because you work from home, or do you work? You have to go to a place to work.
Cybersecurity is like the best bubble. You know why? Because cybersecurity, a lot of the engineers and stuff, they have already been working remotely. So imagine like, okay, just everyone goes remote. We have to just be at our computer anyway. So I felt very fortunate to be in a cyber bubble. The company didn't lay off anybody, whereas I was at Panasonic Avionics before, 3 rounds of layoffs. Wow. When 85% of your entire world fleet is grounded, how are you going to make money? So that made sense for someone like in avionics. Cybersecurity was booming.
Oh, I'm sure. That makes sense.
Cyber's booming, dude.
So you grew up in Vegas?
I know. I grew up as most stereotypical people
SoCal.
Anaheim.
So that's why you went to UCLA then, is that right?
Yeah, get that in-state tuition fee.
Well, because, I mean, UCLA, it's got a great education system, right? I mean, compared to UNLV, though, I don't know the differences, but
She went for the football team.
Yeah, 100%. No. UCLA is...
You went to play football or for the football team?
Absolutely.
For winning football team. This could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
right, Bret? Pull that together.
I love the Rose Bowl, so it's fine. No, I went there. It was UC schools are always like, known, they're prestigious in California. I decided to go there. I wanted to do global studies, again, like I said, to be a diplomat.
Sure.
Both my mom and dad, they met at Cal Berkeley, so we're a big UC fam bam, and my twin went to Cal as well. So.
Oh, you have a twin?
Yeah, I got my little twinner.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
she's
I like
cool.
this.
She's killing it as a consultant at McKinsey, so I got...
That's
Cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about housing. Now, this is... we talk a lot about financing real estate on the show, so let's talk about the housing situation with you. Now, you went and bought a house, and how long ago did you buy your first house?
Well, put the deposit down last December. Oh, sorry, December 2019, and then July of last year. July.
That's all right.
December 2020, July of 2021, the house was completely built, and I moved in. So
What
July.
builder?
Oh, so a new build.
Richmond Homes, America.
You should know that you were a realtor.
America.
Aren't you the
America.
premier guy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I sold the tour. My bad.
I have to remember it
Sorry,
all.
I sell so many in
Brett, you sold all of us a home, man.
It's hard to remember.
I'm not
It's
sure.
hard to remember all the people that want my business.
Right.
You
Good
get a
luck to
house.
you, sir. Good luck.
Yeah.
So you went out. Okay, so what are some of the thoughts that you went through your mind buying your first home? Like, do you feel that there was some risk? I mean, everybody's like, well, I don't want to pay rent.
Right.
So that's the big thing where people just kind of get over that hump of being scared is, I'd rather pay my mortgage than pay rent. But you're buying a new home.
Yeah.
Right? Jumping into and not buying an existing, or is it?
Well,
you could call it a starter home, but I mean, it's a brand new home.
let's caveat this by my idea of knowing how to do fixer-uppers. My dad had a toolbox and a Tupperware growing up, and we used tacks to put everything up on the wall. So I'm not a fixer-upper
He wasn't a big
person.
handyman?
No, he was not. Not at all. So I grew up as in, like, I like everything done,
Weird.
and I'll pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
So
Good
new
for you.
new
That's-
houses.
I think that's smart.
New houses, I was like, that's the play. Even though there's, we'll talk about this later. There's, not all brand new all the time means like sturdy. and
Too
it's
bad.
gonna
I
last
built my house
forever.
myself with my own two hands.
Bob the Builder. I'm
Cut down the damn trees and everything.
Why didn't you just build hers?
Yeah. Why didn't you
I was thinking
offer that
about
to
it.
me?
I had 5 other people's to build my old hands.
I had to get in line.
Brett hauled that wood in that back F-150.
You know
what I
what?
mean? Back in Nebraska.
Let me tell you
While
something. That
he's
some
wearing-
bitch right there.
While he's
Laid
wearing
that
his
some
vest.
bitch out. Got her ready.
So,
Build me some homes.
so you went to a builder. Now, when you go into a builder, everybody thinks like, well, you don't need a realtor to go into see a builder, right? And it's like they kind of, my opinion is they not scare you, but they don't really tell you the details, right?
Yeah.
They don't give you the full scoop.
Nope.
A lot of times, if you ask for things or know what to ask for, you can get those things. But
Right.
but people are just like, oh, I'm just happy to get a house and just put me on the lottery, put me on the line.
Right.
What did you go through?
Well, with the builder, yeah, you think they're all, they know what they're doing, that they're looking out for you. But I think having realtors is great because they know that's not their first rodeo, right? I'm not going to be taken advantage of.
Right.
First, that I didn't get the loan through them. They first charged we're almost 3 times the interest rate
Yeah.
through them, and then they were like, "But this is a great rate, and then it'll go up another 0.2% if you don't go for tomorrow." And I'm like, "What the?"
Yeah.
So second, their warranty.
Builders.
Yeah, their home warranty. I was like, okay, sure, great. Home warranty is great. It takes forever for them to get back to me. I should have done a warranty that's outside of the builders, right? There's a lack of trust. Also, I was about to move in when they didn't have the blinds installed. And it's not move-in ready. Like, you think that's a trivial thing, but then you realize how many windows are in a house, and it's really not livable if I'm trying to just have privacy in my house.
Wait, you don't want to be naked?
I
in
do.
front
I
of your
absolutely do,
neighbors?
which is why
Just
I'm like,
put
this is
towels up in the
upsetting.
window.
Yes, put tinfoil
That is
up.
not
It's
moving
Vegas.
ready.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Her
But-
dad kept all the tax.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
But
Damn,
the
Dad.
builder was almost gonna give me have me close on it before that was done, and there was a neighbor across the street who were like, "It's been a month since we've moved in, and they haven't installed the blinds."
Wow.
So there's things that you don't know. You wouldn't have. I would have been like, "Sure, cool."
Yeah.
Good old Brett here was like, "Don't close.
Good old Brett.
Don't close until
Get
those
the-
blinds are
Get
in."
what you
I
paid
bet I
for.
give them that one look.
That's all you
They
need.
they know to back off.
No, it's the vest. It's the
vest.
fluffy vest.
It's the
Is it
vest.
not?
It's the fluffy
It's
vest.
it's a vest in the sweater.
Trust it.
So you look at these builders and, they offer a lot of incentives, but then they also say, hey, if you want this type of home, right? I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
You got to look at the foundation. You got to look at, are you getting some
Right.
type of view involved? Like what upgrades are you getting?
Yeah.
We know there's lot premiums, especially in Summerlin. We talk about all the time.
Dude,
So
yeah.
what did you end up getting into with all
That's where
that?
they get you.
Yeah.
Base price $515. Add on another 100
Yeah,
just for the
it's like
slot.
It's like a resort fee.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know.
Ridiculous. Yeah, but the big things I was looking at, location was great because I know that my mom used to live near Mountain's Edge like 10 years
Sure.
ago. So I knew location was solid. Backyard, I didn't want to do a pool. I'm not into the high maintenance deal.
You
but-
didn't want to do a pool?
Nah, I can go
Wow.
somewhere. I'll just sneak into the strips. Shh, I don't.
Right?
Just do a jacuzzi, dude. You don't need
Yeah.
a pool.
I
Don't
could.
give off your secrets.
Yeah,
But
you're
Don't
right.
give
I will
off.
say, once you have children, you're like, oh, no, you have to have a pool in
That's
Vegas.
fair.
It's
but,
fair.
You know,
it's fair.
I'm not trying to pop one out in the next
Oh.
year.
No?
So, no.
They don't just
No,
pop
we're
out.
good.
I-
Don't just pop out.
No.
It
Feel
needs
like a water
willing
bath.
participant.
Did you figure out what was causing it?
Oh, God. Not yet. I haven't figured that out yet, sir. Not yet. I don't know.
But yeah, so low
Anyways.
maintenance backyard, just put turf in there and a fire pit. And then the location was good. And then upgrades, we made sure to set a budget. And I was like, okay, I can't go above, say, 20 grand for all the upgrades that you want to do because you can go crazy
Yeah.
Yeah.
for doing that after
Absolutely.
the base. And yeah, after that was pretty solid. That's the main factors I had.
Would
taken
you
account.
change anything that's happened during that process or what you paid for? Would you change anything at this point? I know it's done. But
Yeah. The biggest thing was getting warranty outside of the builder's warranty. I think they would have been more responsive if I did a third party instead of going through the builder to get their, I think it's called a warranty, right?
Yeah, it's a warranty.
Yeah, because it just takes too long. I get acknowledged. I'm like, there's a damn crack that is over a foot long on the top of my roof, in the ceiling, and I got an acknowledgement.
Oh, that's
3
just
days after.
settling.
Sure, for sure, man. Just put some like
That's what they say.
putty on it or
That's
something.
what they say. It's just
It's
settling.
a massive line. I'm like, this is brand spanking new.
Yeah.
So those are the things I'm like, I want it to be like a quicker. I also didn't know that warranty doesn't come with a fridge. I have to buy my own filters, water filters. I didn't know that was a
That's
thing.
a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, they'll just send me like new filters. Is it like under the sink?
No,
Go ahead and send me.
It's
Automatic.
It's not automatic.
It's like big girl pants. You
Yeah,
gotta put big
there's
girl
so
pants
many,
on.
and at least I knew about closing costs. Like
Yeah.
I knew to have my little nest egg of savings to be like, and then just go balls to the wall of like, let's get the landscaping done right away. Let's get an awning in. We're having that get in next week.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You must have some pretty responsible parents. Teach you pretty well.
yeah, man. Mom's a realtor. Dad's an investment manager.
Yeah, there you go.
I better
They taught you well.
better use them well.
Well, let's talk about that equity you already have in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about
When
that.
did you close on it?
You got some equity.
Some equity.
Closed July 2021, and now as of now it's like over 100 grand in equity.
It's over 100 grand in equity.
Wow.
Pretty fun.
wait.
Because when did you get any contract on it?
Well, you mean like put deposit?
Yeah.
December 2020.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
Within a year.
amazing.
Yeah, within a year.
Less than a year, that
100
community
grand.
went up 100 grand.
So like,
Man.
did you coach her
Beautiful.
on that, or did your mom coach you on that? As far as like,
I was
hey,
a realtor.
I know, but listen. She said she had family helping out.
Oh, okay.
I understand you came in and crushed it, Brett. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that she didn't.
No
do
one
that.
deals with
I'm
them
just-
but me.
You just
okay?
they just like
you sign
you.
a
They said, "Come
contract,
in."
family or
So-
not.
He's gonna take all the credit.
All
of
the
it
credit.
right
Yeah.
now.
See, I know how to be a realtor.
It's that ego. So, but you know,
course.
you go into it and you're like, okay, so did they tell you, hey, you know what? This market's going to appreciate, 18%.
Yeah.
Like, was that one of the deciding? Because I get a
I
call
totally
all the
forget.
time. It's like, should I buy right now? Because will equity increase in the next year? So if I wanted to refinance or just flip it,
Right.
sell it, I mean, you sell it, you're sitting good. I mean, where are you going to go, right? But
Right.
but you can go buy another house.
No, that's a
She's
good
gonna.
point. I forgot actually one of the main factors. I wasn't going to buy a house for another 3 years. But during the pandemic and
Wow.
the interest rates tanked. And then
How
they're-
could you not?
They're like, dude, like, why don't I just go in now? And you know what? I'm not gonna say that like I did this all by my little self and got all of my deposit. Like my grandparents, they basically said, hey, when she got married, they helped put down a down payment. They're like, you can have it now or when you're married. And I was like, give it to me now. Interest rates are dope. Like,
Just wait.
Do you know
Now
anybody?
seems like a good time.
yeah, hell yeah.
Take it from
You don't know what the
experience.
marriage
Just
thing.
wait.
Yeah, I
Gosh.
could do both, but I just want to now. Interest rates are great. Housing's good. I found the
Yeah.
good brand new place because I'm not a Roberta the builder.
Yeah.
And I got some help for the down payment. So now it's about maintenance, and I'm hoping to save for a rainy day that hopefully doesn't come when I have to like fix a huge ass crack in the ceiling. Or
Well,
something.
you bought new, so I can't see that's going to happen
No.
for
I'm hoping so.
quite
right?
a few years. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's like when I go buy a car,
Well-
I go buy, look, you're going to pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have any problems with that car or that
Right.
house. The same thing.
And
Like,
if there is,
agree
you
with
could
you.
probably just get an attorney, and I'm sure.
That's right. We
Alright.
had one
Yeah.
last
Stick 'em.
week.
Probably a pretty good
Didn't
case
we?
if you have a
Yeah,
house that's
yeah.
2 years old and it's falling apart.
Well,
so.
also you brought up her parents, right? Her
Yeah.
dad's an investment. Tell us about some of the investment you did pre-real estate.
oh, you did other investments?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
At a ripe old age of.
What are you talking about? Oh, like
Honey.
stocks and stuff?
Oh, yeah, stocks
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
I
you
don't doubt this for a second.
We have to start. I mean, I didn't
401.
learn about doing, 401k. I did the boring route. I'm kind of risk averse, but now I'm like getting more into crypto portfolio through like Titan, their version of Robinhood, but they have a crypto portfolio. I just put fun money in to do that. You have your own stocks, ETFs, mutual funds. I just do that. Just the boring way to put a few some money every month in.
Did you short GameStop?
No, man, I was not cool enough. I was so not cool. My friend's like, bro, Dogecoin, get in.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
like, no.
You didn't be an ape?
I was not an ape. man.
Aping in?
I was not aping.
Diamond hands.
Dude.
Dude, people are going on Reddit, and they were when that was happening, and these kids were posting a screenshot of their portfolio, and these SOBs are down like 150 grand
Holy
in like a day, and they're like, "I'm holding diamond hands." I'm like, spoken like someone without a mortgage and kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's time to do it.
You
Like,
dumb
no
shit.
joke.
How do you have 150 grand at your age? You know?
This is hilarious.
And they
Sorry, I just.
They woke up and they just said, hey, this is where we go.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Listen,
Well-
more people today, and we talk about this all the time, younger generations have an easier route of making a lot of money than, say, the older
10 times.
generations.
Absolutely.
They have all the internet access, all these ways of investing and all these ways of just doing YouTube and all selling products. I mean, it's just a different world.
It's crazy
right?
how much money you can make on Instagram and stuff. It's the whole
crazy.
web 3.0, right?
Yeah.
Like where digital's everywhere. NFTs, like it's
Status
insane.
symbol.
Yeah. So yeah, we are making more money. Like, but people are pissed.
Well,
Well,
look,
they're pissed because we had to work our ass off, pay
Exactly.
dues on some shitty things, and now make half as much.
No.
But
Like, we're gonna travel.
the reality is, though, and like in every industry, whether it be in yours or this new age, right? We have online and the different ways that you can make money. Like, there's just a small percentage that is crushing it.
Yes.
The rest,
There's
I mean,
still-
honestly,
Yeah.
they look like they're doing something, but they're not. So that's
point.
just truth. So it may look
The
some
rest of
way,
us still
a
have to
certain
work
way.
every
We
day.
still
well,
have
look,
it.
look. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like this: we all have equal opportunity.
Yeah.
They were just born into it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
It's a
born into
different
something and it's
opportunity.
like, you know what, you know, unfortunately, we have to work, right, for the older generation or the. You know, the people that are maybe not the, what is it, Generation Y now? Is that what it is? Like the
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
Gen
it makes
Z,
me
Gen
sad.
Yeah,
Y.
I mean,
I'm
so
old. It makes me super old.
right. I mean, so but you got
I'm
to
the
think.
oldest one in here. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but you got to think.
Okay,
It's
boomer.
like there's nothing wrong with making money quick, right? I mean, everybody's looking to do that.
yeah,
So,
right.
but going back to the housing situation, so with the warranty, we have a question here, and you can answer this too, Brett. Running at altitude says, generally, how long does the builder's warranty last on new construction? So, if you want to answer that, do you want to answer that?
So
1 year, 2 years.
they usually have a They usually have a
year.
1 year, 2 year, and a 10-year.
Yeah.
So the 1 year
Yeah.
I like to call bumper to bumper, which means it covers absolutely everything inside the house. And then the 2 year is anything like an AC unit, electrical, plumbing, something like that. And then you're done except for the 10-year, which covers up to structure.
Structure.
So the structural of it up to 10 years.
If your
So,
builder's
but here's
still
the thing
around.
too, which is, you know, if you go outside that first year, and I'm not sure how your builder has it set up, but a lot of builders say that if you don't use us with that first year for a warranty,
Yeah.
it nullifies the warranty that you have. It's the same thing that people want to get solar put on their roof or something
Yeah.
like that. It nullifies the builder's warranty for the roof.
Wow.
So let me say this: when you went in and you bought this home, right? Obviously, you were like, "Well, I got a warranty, so I'm covered." Was there any like? Do you feel like you were scared about anything, or you felt like, you know what? Like, what are some of the things that you were scared about buying a new house? I mean,
Yeah, because, you know, that whole rainy day deal, you know, am I going to have to shell out 10 grand for some crazy thing that happens, like, I don't know, random hail going to my backyard, or there's this plumbing issue, even though it's new. I mean, there was already a crack within a month in the tub that needed, like, it can't be sat in because it needed repairs. It's like, that's less than a month. So that's also, I'm like, also thinking about property taxes. I don't know, like, it could be randomly $8K 1 month and then $1K another
Thank
month.
God you're paying property taxes here and not where you're from.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
the Lord.
no joke.
When I moved, in my
investment.
paycheck, I
Run,
was
run
like,
it in Southern California and see what that number is.
bless. Yeah, so that's great. But yeah,
Different
it is
story.
scary. And I'm just like, damn, we're in this. We're really in this.
Yeah.
I remember going to bed and I'm like, this is my house.
all right.
So that's
It's a great feeling,
but-
but it's
yeah, but
also it's a risk. It's a marriage.
Well, I mean, here's how
you know what I mean?
here's how humans work. So you're focusing on that. Why aren't you focusing on 100 grand you made for doing nothing but living there?
Yeah, but they
You
always
see,
talk
I'm
about.
just saying. Like,
Yeah.
That's how
She
we
can't
think.
go out and buy a Gucci bag with it. That's why. I
mean-
that's how women
Well,
think.
I know.
Go
I'm
make
just
some
saying. I
money.
understand, but that's how people
Yeah.
think, which is
Well, then there's
you know.
the controversy of like the rent first buy, and they're saying like there's those ghost costs. Is it really 100K in equity when you're paying XYZ like on the back end that you're not really putting down? But yeah, you're right. I can still focus.
I
on
mean, at the end of the day, where you're living and the quality of home that you're living in, what would you be paying for that with rent versus the mortgage payment?
God.
You know,
Yeah,
more.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Especially
the
in this
thing.
market.
So
definitely more.
Yeah, and I think too, people know it's a fixed payment. But look, there's a lot of people that are younger generation that feel that buying a house isn't a smart move.
Right. They think
I'll be honest with you.
that's starting to change
true.
a lot, though, with
Well-
with Generation Y. Or Z, what is it? Below
Z.
millennials? Yeah, they're
What-
Where
actually
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to be
Wait,
on it
which
a lot
one
quicker.
is which? We
Right.
don't know which one.
I don't
is
know.
which.
I'm Gen X,
Whatever's
by the
younger
way.
than
Let's just say
Millennials,
people
then
in their
Gen Z.
20s and their late 20s, mid 20s,
early, yeah, mid 20s, early 20s. They're starting to buy a lot more than the previous millennials
Well,
before
yeah,
that.
because and you look at when you look at statistics, there's a higher percentage that are staying home with mom and dad
Yeah.
for a longer period of time, and then they're just renting and putting their money into other things like
And they're
Bitcoin,
so they're starting to get
right?
off the
It's just a
couch now.
different thing.
Finally,
I do
Yeah.
have more of my friends buying houses though, and
Do
it's
you?
like and it's like
Well,
just
your gen-
being informed. Millennials.
You're a
Millennial.
millennial?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Me too.
See, look
I'm
at-
the older part.
What
of
year
that,
were you
but
born?
yes.
93. To infinity.
What year?
93.
93. Oh. I was 86.
Come on, old man.
So listen,
I graduated. I was in
we're going to
94.
segue to another topic here because I got to bring in Shannon here. But
Watch your mouth, girl.
I want to talk today.
I'm watching it.
I want to bring up this. So living in Las Vegas, you bought a house. What do you love most about Las Vegas?
Oh, God, so many things, man. I think the ability to have so many activities all the damn time. I can go out on a hike. I can go to the Strip. I can go to a local. I can eat sushi.
Right.
I can meet people here are so nice because the service industry, I just feel they're friendlier. I've made already like a ton of cool, meaningful relationships with like-minded people. Hell, I even met someone at the club last night, and she's a Niners cheerleader, and she has a retreat in Joshua Tree, and I'm just going to go and meet her.
What club did you go to?
Excess.
Oh, okay.
Dan's like 49ers cheerleader?
That's where the 49ers hang out, man. XS. That's where we got to go.
The Cowboys were at
Apparently
Omnia
that's
the
a
day
thing.
before, actually. They
You're
Wait,
attracted
hold
to cheerleaders?
But Bret, take off the vest though.
at least
And
have
the
Patagonia
headphones.
on it.
And the
I will, just so I don't get harassed.
All right, so let's move over. So thank you so much. If you have more comments with anybody else, you could go ahead and chime in, right?
Oh, I
We're
shall.
Yes, please
yes,
do.
please chime.
Because
So
you get to be a part of this.
I want to bring in Shannon. Shannon's running a lot of information about women, online things. What is your mystery thing you're going to talk about today?
Okay, so, and I didn't prep you on this, and
I
this is
know.
actually something that came up, and I did a whole story series on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. But I wanted to talk about, because I think there's this fine line, and we deal, obviously, when we're looking at people that are purchasing homes, you're in real estate, mortgage,
Sure.
whatever that is. And a lot of women in business and entrepreneurs and, women that are more independent, especially in these new generations, right? We talk about these different businesses and these different ventures. I think women in business, we found this place where we are, and I think, Corin, you and I probably, we relate a little bit more into this, where we're told in order to be successful in business, we get to be very masculine. Right? Cutthroat, dark masculine, and you have to just go, put your head down, and then you lose that part of the feminine. And I think in business, there is that place for it. And I think it relates into the mortgage industry. I think it relates in, and I had this conversation with somebody earlier in the mortgage industry, and I said, listen, you are dealing with people who are buying their first home. She's never going to forget the day that she sat down with the title company. I still remember the first time that I bought my first house, right? You are dealing with people in some of the most pivotal times and the most influential times in their life. And it's for showing up as masculine as a woman doesn't work. And then how do you make sure as a woman, when you're driving a business and you're opening up your life and you're impacting other people, how do you make sure that you have that balance? Because we get to be masculine, but we also get to be feminine, because feminine is very important. Like this right here, me and Bret, yes, I can be masculine, Bret. But I also like coming in as the feminine, and the fun, light, feminine part of me makes an impact, and people are drawn into that. And how do you, and I think Corin, even as a real estate agent, how do you play that part? Because you have to play both. Because you have to deal with your clients and make sure they feel loved and taken care of, but also know that you're going to turn around and you will freaking cut somebody.
I will cut somebody.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow,
it's a fine line.
A lot of thinking about things, man. I'm just kind of
fine line.
like,
It is.
The feminine side is
I've never got that deep about how.
The feminine
true.
side is you won't know that we're cutting you, and it's gonna feel good when we're cutting
Right.
you. So
I do it nicely.
I
We
do
do it
feel.
nicely.
Let me
We
say
do it
this though.
nicely.
Don't you feel that? And I don't know. I can't speak, but for you guys, but is it harder, like going into an industry like where you have predominantly, you said mortgage guys? There's a lot of men, right? Real estate agents, I think it's mixed. But do you feel like you have to like prove yourself a little bit more?
All
in
the
that sense?
time.
All the time.
All the time. Well,
Why?
I want to say like
Why?
Like
Really?
We just you have the stuff that she.
No,
she
I mean,
said.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm going to tell
Honestly.
you that. You want me to be honest? You want me to be completely
Of course.
That's why we have you
transparent?
here.
Why do you
Okay,
feel
cool.
that way?
So here's the deal. Here's what happens. And I'm going to tell you from my personal experience. And I know Corin deals with the same thing. You walk into a room, and most men, especially in a business setting, look at you physically, right? She looks this way. And
Women don't do that to men?
No.
Bullshit.
no.
I see chicks check me out. I'm just kidding.
In what world?
I'm
There
sorry.
you
Go
go.
ahead.
Stand up
Go
again,
ahead.
Brett.
Anyways, I'm
But
sorry. Go ahead.
There's the physical aspect, right? And then you walk in and then you open your mouth. That's where it changes. And we had this conversation the last podcast.
What do you mean it
that I was
changes?
on. Because what comes out of your mouth and how you exude your presence and what you say is everything. Yep. And from a woman, you have to walk in, know who you're dealing with. You have to be able to go, okay, this guy needs this from me. You need this from me.
So can't it work to your advantage sometimes? Compared to a guy?
No, not necessarily, because
sometimes I think it would.
No, we have to gauge everything in a very different manner. How I discuss things and how I approach Dan versus you is very different. I have to gauge who you guys are as
But
people.
I have to do that from one guy to one person to another as well.
Females, we're also ridiculed and everything is watched, everything that we do. And as a business owner, when we show up in social media, in social settings, what we're wearing, what our hair looks like, how many drinks did we have? Did we say things properly? Did somebody take it this way or that way? And you
got a point on that.
It's truth. It's just
I'm gonna say something different. I'm gonna counter that too, though, a little bit. So I think that you have a great point. Now I'm not gonna disagree, right? With
Don't be
everything
sexist, Dan.
I'm not. But I do feel
you can't argue.
I do feel that it's easier for a woman to enter a room if she does look decent, right?
Yes.
And it opens up people's attention. At that point, you got the attention. Where a lot of guys, it's hard to get that attention.
But then
this is true.
Could be good and bad.
But yes, so I can see how that's a double-edged sword, though.
At that point, that's deciding if you're going to win over that audience based upon how you present yourself.
Yes, and it's 100% true. And I think that especially Vegas is a whole different beast, right? And I say this to people all the time. I'm like, when somebody in Vegas, a woman says, yeah, it's casual tonight. No, it's not.
I don't know.
I got one thing to say about that.
Casual hits a little different in Vegas.
As a woman, no. And in a business setting, it's okay. I have to gauge this group. How do I show up physically, right? So that you walk into the room and you're appropriate, but then also okay, so what is the energy that I get to bring and who's the audience and how do I engage with them?
Well, look, you could sell anything if you put a...
So you think about that before every room you enter?
All the time.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Hold on, I want to bring
Dude, I'm
something
just
up.
like, I'm here.
So
you put on a vest,
Would
you're
you
done.
stop it? Put your bottle down, sir.
you can literally sell anything if you put somebody like a woman, sexy dressed on anything, and it'll sell because people are going to pay attention to that. So that's I think there's a point to that. I think sex sells.
Would you buy a $2 million house just because a woman is sexy?
Some men do all day long.
If I was single and living in a dark room, no, I'm just.
So, but if you've got more money than you know what to do with, I'm just saying.
What is it to you?
I started
You know?
real estate way too late.
Like I can't take off my shirt and sell a house, you know?
Well, I always have a mantra actually that I taught, like I would mentor the sales women that says pretty gets you in the door. It's what you say that keeps you.
Exactly.
That's literally just what I always say, right?
Yeah.
And then like
Agree,
to you,
yeah.
Bret, to your point, you create an edge for yourself. Right? If I look this way, I'm going to create an edge to make it work for me to my advantage.
Yeah, I don't blame you guys.
Knowing that I have to go up against all these factors of I'm being looked at this way.
You're doing what you guys have to versus what's being brought against you. I get it. I 100% get it.
And to the beginning of the topic is knowing as a woman, when is it time to use your feminine and when is it time to use your masculine? And there's a difference between there's a light feminine and a dark feminine. Right? The dark is the bitchy. It's the shit talker, that thing. And same with masculine. And I think men do the same thing. And I think a lot of men in business forget that sometimes you have to go to your feminine. That may not be your primary, but we all play in each.
Yeah.
You have a feminine side to you, Bret. Don't play.
Sensitive.
Okay?
I'm known for being sensitive.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What about me doesn't seem sensitive, assholes?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Brett paints his fingernails and then he just lets.
Yeah, I go get massages and manicures.
Honestly, I was checking his toenails.
Yeah, I know.
You're good. You're good.
No, but I want to say this. So I think over time, like if you think about, and it's probably a deep situation, but like over time, like women have had to figure out how to maneuver around the dominant species of men, right? Males. Yeah. So I think you're constantly looking and evaluating and trying to say, okay, well, let me feel out how I can maybe not control a situation, but ease around a situation. I hate to say this, but to get what I want or get to where I need to be.
Right.
And I think, unfortunately, men look at what people look like first, but that gets you guys.
Well, it's got to be a hard line to walk.
But and if you
sometimes.
look back in history and you look at how things have changed, there was a period of time where the feminine part was we were the subordinates, right? Like these you get to listen, the man runs the show. And then the pendulum swung the other way. If you look back in history, there was a period where this like women power, they're off, and they lost their feminine. They went too masculine.
Right.
And now that's the point, is that we all get to play this game together, right? And I think especially in relationship, especially when you're working with, you have a spouse, or, you're working closely with somebody who is a different, gender.
Right.
You get to play with that balance, because it's okay
It
to
is a
be
balance,
yeah, and it's okay to be feminine and be a freaking badass in business.
Yeah, I have a story,
right?
like a quick story, right?
Yeah,
Go to
please
cybersecurity
do.
conference. I've been told when I remember being in an area and we walk by at work and a person's like, is this the HR area? Like, no, this is product security over here.
Because you're a female, he says this.
And then I go to a conference, cybersecurity conference, and I'm like, you know what? We're 5% women. I wear a pink blazer, and I make sure to raise my hand and ask a question after each person gives a talk, because it's like, use that attention, because it's inevitable if you're already there, and just own it.
But let me ask you this: while you were doing that, were you being feminine or masculine? Let's be real.
I was being both, because I dress feminine, but then I ask, pertinent questions, which is not male or female. It's just a smart question. I happen to be a woman.
But it's energy. What was the energy that you were exuding then?
The energy was me. I don't know. Like, so that's woman. Like, it was, I lower my voice. I ask a very succinct a question about the talk or whatever, and you just see the crowd, right? You're young, you're a woman, like, you're like, oh, this is nice. So by delighting them, that kind of helps to challenge them in a nice way about the stereotype they have about you in a non-confrontational way.
Yeah. I think some of the most powerful women that I have ever met, and some of the most successful women that I've ever met, are very feminine, but they also know when it's time to pull out that masculine part, because part of the power of a woman is being feminine. It is okay to be soft and gentle and bring those things forward and still be powerful.
So let me
and
ask you.
successful.
So let me ask you, Shannon, and
please.
you, Lauren, because I think for me, the most masculine part of me is that I'm competitive as hell. So, and
Are you a red?
I I feel like that kind of works against me, maybe with other women and other men. Other men don't see me as competition, which is good for me. They don't look at us that way sometimes. And then when we put up our numbers, and it's like, damn.
Even if you have twice the numbers as me, you're not competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look at really anybody. I'm the only competition against myself.
Exactly.
No, I
I
don't believe
compete
it.
with myself. I compete with myself, but it's we're in the business.
I know what you mean.
We throw up our numbers. It's like it's
Who's got a bigger contest?
But I love
Mine's
when
very
I'm on
large,
a team. I'm
just
on a
so
real
I
estate
got a
team.
record.
I
Mine's
enjoy
big.
the
12
friendly competition. I enjoy
big.
the friendly competition in a team setting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that I don't like
You
the
like
other
being
stuff.
pushed.
It pushes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that bunny to run after. I need that
Yeah.
rabbit to run after me. And for me, that's I am competing against
Because
myself.
you like the hunt, man.
But I
mean,
am a
it's-
competitive.
Yeah.
My competition is like, I'm going to get this offer.
Dude, you're born with that
accepted.
or you're not.
I am.
You know?
Oh God.
Two things come to mind. So first off, I'm going to say this: when women go out, you think that this is what I've been told. So I can't say for sure.
We don't
but
dress for you. That's what you're
That's
asking.
exactly.
We dress
You
for
dress for
each
other
other.
women.
We dress
Yeah.
for
to
each other.
say.
My mom told me that growing up. She's
Okay,
like,
so
women dress for other women.
That used to be me. And this is part of why even this conversation comes up, right? The masculine, feminine, and how we show up as women. I dress for me.
Yes, we do.
I
Dress
dress
me.
for
Plus one.
myself.
Today you do, but when you're younger, let's say you're just kind of coming in your own. Do you
Oh,
dress
gosh.
to right?
Because you just don't know who you are.
Correct.
Yeah, man, I was wearing fedoras.
Also, like, I started off in the corporate world. And in the corporate world as women, you are taught you have to be masculine, cutthroat, screw everybody else, take them all down. That's the only way you're going to get to the top. And that's why I left that
could
world.
never- yeah, I
And so
couldn't- I
it just
couldn't be in
took years of personal development and growth and working on myself. And so, yeah, do I still have those moments where I'm like, oh, shoot, who's going to be in the room? Like,
Yeah.
oh, gosh. Of course, we
You're
all
nervous.
have those
Yeah.
those moments. But ultimately, I strive to make it about me. What makes me feel good when I walk into a room, and I don't walk in with intention. I walk in with, I just want to connect with people, and it's going to be a different energy with you, Dan. It's going to be different with you, Corin. It's going to be different with you, Bret, Lauren. Like, it's all going to be different. I'm going to gauge it off of you, and I'm still going to be myself because I can be both because we all have all parts.
Yeah, I think the other thing that comes to, and you're right on this. I totally agree with what you're saying. Now, you ever seen that movie Boomerang? Right, Eddie Murphy.
Oh gosh, I'm
Yes, with Robin. What's her
Robin
name?
Williams. Yeah, I mean, what
Not
we're talking
Robin
about.
Williams.
Robin,
Eddie
what's her
Murphy.
name?
It's Robin Williams.
Eddie
No,
Murphy.
it wasn't.
Yes, it's
Williams.
Robin Williams.
The ex Mrs. Tyson, Robin, whatever her name is.
Robin
Yes.
Gibbons.
Hey, Robin.
No, Robin.
Oh no,
That was
First
ex
Time
Mrs. Tyson.
But
me.
hey,
Is it
whoever,
Robin
Gibbons?
I don't know.
whoever that woman was in there,
Yes.
she was the strong personality
Yeah.
that came in and,
And
was
she
like,
was the player.
she was the player, right?
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah.
I think that's going to the other extreme from what
Yes.
you're saying.
And
but
that's what you don't want. You don't want to be on extremes. Like, you
Yeah.
have to find the balance. And
I'm
you
gonna be
have to know.
truthful right here. I'm on that other extreme right now. Why not? Why not?
Listen.
Ladies. In
It's
my
okay. It's okay to be on
demographic.
fire.
We can
but
do
it's
it.
knowing your audience. I think that's the point. Because if you know your audience and you know who you're speaking to, I think even as a woman and a man too, if you fall too far one way, then you become an extremist. Like, it's even in politics, right? You go too far, you're the crazy person. And you don't feel good yourself. So it's finding
I
the
get
balance
that,
in it as
but
a business owner.
honestly, but men have been doing that extreme side. If we want to call it an
I don't
extreme
care what men
side.
do. I'm talking about you, girl.
I'm having a great time. Don't worry about me.
you guys have anything else to say? Because listen, I'm going to say this. It's a very powerful statement and information you provided. Because I don't think I think people are a little bit hesitant about even talking about stuff like this, especially in the woman side of it, right?
I'll talk about all
we will
things.
talk. Shannon and I will talk about it.
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
Throw
look,
it down.
I think it brings, even though, like, you know what, you can say, well, I don't agree with all that. Maybe there's things in there that you do think about or maybe agree with, or, you know, maybe some things that, what's wrong with you, Bret?
You okay?
Nothing.
There's a couple letters.
But
Between
it's
us.
true. I
Jen,
mean, yeah, I
X,
think,
and she's
I think,
millennial borderline.
I think too, like, oh, are you?
Don't say borderline.
Okay,
I'm
millennial. You are.
She's a
I'm
millennial.
sorry.
I'm just the
Hey,
older
that's like
side.
saying you're older than what you are. So you're a millennial. I get it. I get it. So
she's a millennial and I'm Gen X. So yeah,
thank you,
I'm
ladies.
borderline Gen
Thank
X.
you.
So we're going to come over to Bret and we're going to give Bret
We're basically
enough
out of time, so
No.
we'll just do it on Saturday.
Hold on.
No big deal.
No. First off, we're going to let you go, and
It's
you're
all
going to use
good.
the time. So go ahead and talk about what you're going to talk about with real estate.
I'm just kind of discombobulated now, so let's just pick it up on Saturday. It's not a big deal. I mean, we got 3 minutes left. Not a big
go
deal.
ahead, Bret.
No, man, it's all good. It's all
There's
good.
gonna be a
We got 3
Brett-
minutes
Brett's-
left. It's
Brett's
not a big
upset.
deal.
Brett,
I'm not upset.
is your feminine coming out?
Yes.
No,
Hey,
nails
just don't
were
talk
on
to me
I
about
resent
sticking the
that.
game plans.
Go to cryptocurrency. Go ahead.
Yes,
Talk about
cryptocurrency
that.
exists.
Talk about it. What were you going to
It's
say
been
about
down.
today? So
We'll talk about it on Saturday.
No,
It's
I
all
want to
good.
talk about it today. Go ahead.
It's down like 50% in the
Okay.
past since November.
Now, you were telling me on a story coming in here, right, that there was some secret system or, I don't know, underground thing that's going on with NFTs. And it was kind of interesting to me what you were talking about. So
What do you mean?
Well, you had, like, you said Snoop Dogg and some people were buying into this stuff. I
Oh,
want to
the
know
Bored
about,
Ape, yeah.
Yeah.
So that one that Preston guy we had on here
Yeah.
bought a board yacht ape
What?
NFT.
Yeah.
What is that?
And
one of the originals.
this kid bought this NFT last March for like $1,000, and it's worth like $500,000 now. Like, dude, Jimmy Fallon just bought one. Paris Hilton just bought one. Snoop Dogg just bought one. Eminem just bought one. Crazy, dude.
So listen.
Because here's how this is what I'm talking about. It's used as a status symbol. So now you put that Bored Ape next to your whatever it is, and people know you got status. It shows that you representing. And that's what I'm talking about. So I don't know why exactly. I could get into details of how they've done a lot of things for their NFT community that other NFTs are now just starting to do. So they're the first to do it. But regardless, I mean, there are a lot of good projects out there. But to go from like $1,000 to $500,000, like he picked like the Amazon of
Yeah.
NFTs.
But listen. So when people talk about cryptocurrency, you're into cryptocurrency, right? So what are your thoughts on everything happening with this whole decline that we see going on? Because Bret watches this stuff religiously, right? So
But don't you think it's cyclical? it's cyclical. Like, this is not normal. I'm not gonna like pull out of it just because like it's going down right now. Like it's speculative investments with NFTs. No one knows what they're doing, but it's fun to get into it now.
What do you mean, pulling out of Bitcoin or NFTs?
No, like not buying NFTs, or like don't buy NFTs, or pull out of Bitcoin. Like, isn't this just natural?
So I would say this: do your homework. Like anything else, there's NFTs out there that very much are going to serve a huge purpose in the future.
Yeah.
And you can already see it. And there's other ones that are just someone drawing on a sketchbook and put it digitally online and saying, I want to,
Right.
So a lot of things you can. So OpenSea is the biggest one right now. OpenSea.io, where you buy a lot of the biggest NFT marketplaces. So one rule of advice I would use, you don't have to, but I would use is the blue chip. So just like Twitter, when someone has a blue chip next to their name, you know that they're legit and they're authentic. It's the same thing. Look for the blue chip projects. If you go into blue chip projects, they're vetted. They have known people behind them. Those usually stand the best chances. And so a lot of them, like I've been sitting on this one right now, Chibi Dino, and it's with this kid, Sean Kelly. And this kid's 24. He's been in Forbes magazine.
Dang.
And he started 8 different businesses and became a millionaire in all 8 of them.
Oh, gosh.
So to me, when he starts an NFT, I look at his track record and say, this kid has a pretty good track record of knowing what the hell he's doing. So
at 24?
At 24.
That's amazing.
So, and he started an online jersey t-shirt company out of his dorm room at Rutgers.
Oh my gosh.
And he's done all this in like 4 years, So
you have something on Jimmy Fallon. What did he do?
He bought one of those Bored Ape, NFTs, yeah. He did. Paris Hilton did. Like I said, Eminem has. Snoop Dogg did.
Okay, their people did. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just, but what it is
that's how it builds the clout and the value.
They're doing it just for status. So it's like saying, oh, well, why can't I just go create a JPEG? You can, but you can go and create your own pair of tennis shoes if you want to. But are you going to compete with Nike and Air Jordans? Do you have Air Jordans? No. You have a piece of shit you made.
They have is it like a secret society, you said, though? Like they have something going?
Yeah, so they have like all these events and these, like, it's almost like a secret membership, right? And that's kind of the draw of it, which is everybody wants to be part of like the Illuminatis or the Masons or whatever it is. Like it's a secret almost society.
That's crazy.
And the more that celebrities that buy into it, the greater it grows. Wow. So to have that next to your picture and whatever it is, you're representing, bro, online. You're representing.
Wow.
So why some of the stuff you were reporting on crypto? What other things do you have on crypto? Because I want
just that a lot of people are talking about crypto winners coming. So who knows?
Crypto winner.
What is crypto winner?
So crypto winner?
Yeah. What is that?
So it's like the last one we had. It's supposed to come after the bull cycle. So they're saying that it's going to stay down and keep on going down for a while now.
I see.
But who knows? I personally have pulled my money out of everything, stocks and Bitcoin and everything, except for a few NFTs, and I'm just chilling on the sidelines. And I'm just giving full disclosure and just being honest. Because I just, I need more proof to see if Bitcoin's going to continually go up. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just going to chop itself. Because, dude, I originally bought Bitcoin in 2017, and I saw it go right up, and I was like, man, this is the best thing in the world. And then I spent 3 years like watching it chop itself down. It's so stressful. I don't have any hair left because of it.
Right? Put fun money in it. Fun money in it.
I'm not going to do that. Like I'm not going to sit there and watch it chop me nickel and dime me back and forth. And I just think I'm better off right now just letting it chill on the sidelines than it is even for a store of value. I'm not saying I'm not going to go back into it. I just, man, I've seen my everything that I'm worth in a lot of sense go down like 60% in a couple months, man, and it doesn't make me feel good.
Or someone like me, just right new into it, getting the NFT handbook. I'm just putting fun money.
Yeah,
and I'm
and that's what you should do.
I'm not gonna look at it.
Yeah, right. And that's exactly
just
what you should do.
Right?
So I still have some of that going, but I'm talking like big boy money. I'm just kind of something where I can wake up in the morning and lose 40 grand. No thanks.
Fair.
Like I'm not
very fair.
So let's delve into this. So I want to ask about what's going on, and we'll finish the show with this. But so with real estate, what are some of the challenges you're seeing with some of the buyers? I know you deal with the high. It's a different world of spectrum. So explain to me some of the challenges, some of the price points of where you're at. Is there any details about where the properties are at, like the price points?
I'm noticing a lot of homes between 5 and $1 million, maybe 1.1 million, where if it's a good property, it's still selling, but the other ones are starting to drop the price 2 or 3 times, sit there a couple months. But even with that, they're eventually going to go because there's, like I told you, last week I did a search for one of my buyers in Summerlin.
Yeah.
All of Summerlin, between 1.1 million and 2.2 million.
Yeah.
14 homes.
Yeah.
Dude, 14 homes?
Wow.
In $1 million price range?
That's
Crazy.
nothing, man.
Dude, that's
crazy.
It's insane.
So I've got $1 million buyer, and like I'm not making any money because I can't find them.
There's no homes.
It's crazy. It's absolutely
So
crazy.
there's a premium in Summerlin, though, right? And people
Yeah.
will still pay it.
That's the thing. It's
how many
people
homes
will.
roughly are on the market right now? Do you know?
what was last week was just under
2,900.
2,900. So
Was
it's
it?
Little
Or
bit.
26?
yeah. I mean, I'll bring the full stats in on Saturday, but it's somewhere around there. Probably even less.
It's less.
It's
gotta
probably
be.
even
No,
less.
I've heard multiple offers going on still, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And paying
I
above
mean, you're
list.
you're still seeing homes 400 or 500 price point where the second they're hitting the market,
Oh, they're
if it's a
gone.
single story and it's like 2,200 square feet and a 3-car garage with a pool, that SOB's gone. Multiple offers within 2 days.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
$800,000, $900,000.
Yeah.
Because think about it, I got a buyer up to $2 million and he can't find anything.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
crazy.
that's insane.
Yeah.
So if you find something that evokes a lot of these qualities, but it's even cheaper, damn right it's going.
It's gone.
Anything else real estate wise? Like anything that you want to bring up that's
No,
maybe-
I mean, we're just kind of like looking at the overall stats. From December 2020, there were 15,000 active agents in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And December 2021, 1 year later, there were over 17,000. So we grew about 2,000 agents
Yeah, it's
with about a quarter of the homes.
I was going to say, with less homes. Less homes.
Well,
So that's
speaking
kind of
of,
market we're in.
we don't compete with each other. We don't.
Right.
Well,
We, don't.
we-
We all bring our own value.
Well, I
That's-
mean, listen,
don't
it really
compete
comes
with
down to how good of a buyer can you land.
Well, to be
You
a
know,
new
because-
agent in this market, that's challenging,
That's
right?
true.
That's a hard place to be right
Bless
now.
your heart.
Right. I mean, if you don't have business right now coming in, chances are you're not going to stick around.
Yeah.
Just because you're licensed doesn't mean that you're actually.
Well, that's like
licensed.
80% don't make
Let's
it
be
past.
real.
Well, it's
first year.
hard right now, though. Scarcity of homes, right?
Let alone that,
And let alone all these
That's
things
in
we
the
talk
normal
about.
market.
Well,
80% don't make it past the
interest
first
rates
year.
are going up.
Yeah.
Like things are changing.
Things are
Market's
changing. Yeah.
You know what? If you want to do it, you can do it.
Yep. Put your mind to it.
Don't, no excuses,
Absolutely.
but effort.
All right,
No.
we're going to end the show. I want to end the show now, but you guys, I'm going to go around, cross everything here, and talk about it. So again, guys, if you have any questions about anything that's going on in this show, please leave them in the comment section. So Brett, how does somebody get a hold of you, buddy?
702-628-3476. That's 628-FIRM. I love saying that. Or BretJenny.com.
All right, Shannon, explain what you do in very concise
I'm
detail.
going to do this very quickly. So, business consulting, anything from just strategizing, building teams, and helping with marketing, personal branding. You can get a hold of me, 702-445-9473, or I'm on Instagram. I'm on the gram, but it's SHANN, Shan Miller LV.
Because she's a millennial.
Millennial. Still
on
just barely
Instagram.
made the cut on a millennial.
Shut up. Don't take it away from me.
Corinne.
Well, I know the AFC isn't until Saturday, but I know my son-in-law and my daughter are listening in Denver, so go beat Rams. Go Niners.
Ooh.
Hey,
Oh,
Zach.
the 49ers
Hey,
beat the
Zach.
Packers. What up?
Yeah, I wanted to bring
I
that
know,
up. I
I
wasn't
know.
going to bring it up. But
I'm a
jeez.
realtor, corinLujan.com. There you go.
All right, Lauren.
If y'all want to talk cybersecurity or have
Security.
homeowner questions, you can hit up my LinkedIn, Lauren Walson. That's all you need to do.
Talk that cybersecurity.
Talk that cybersecurity
For America.
for America.
I want to I
American
appreciate
security.
everybody out there. Again, you guys make the show, right? You guys are the ones that really help us keep coming back, giving the content. If you guys have any questions, like I said, make them in the comment section. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow. We need your support. And we'll be back here on Saturday. We have a great guest on Saturday, as we always do. Have the same crew. We'll talk with Brett after this and see if he's going to be. No, I'm just playing. Just playing.
What's that?
Just playing.
Didn't even hear you,
No,
man.
anyways, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the French Workbench podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there. A lot of good information.